Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to another YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back together again, and in today's video, I know it's August 1st, but today we're doing my end of month list for the July films that I saw in the month of July of 2023. Let's go ahead and get started doing this list. Alright, so you pretty much know how all my tier list works, so let's just go ahead and get straight into this. First up we have Sound of Freedom. I'm kind of doing it in the release order, and Sound of Freedom I thought was pretty good. Basically, it's a movie about sex traffickers and, you know, people trying to stop that. And I thought it was pretty good. It was well acted. I kind of wish it was more, because it's in the action genre, and there's no action in this movie. It's not an action movie or anything, though I kind of wish it was. If it was, it probably would have been, I feel like it would have meant more to me. But I'm going to put it in like the C tier, but I still thought it was good. Then we get The Outlaws. This was one that I actually had a hard time taking in, because I'm like, it's kind of funny. There is some cool action when it happens, but I'm like, does this really work as an action comedy? Because like certain action comedies work, but this one doesn't really do that. So I'm going to put in the C tier as well, just because I did get some enjoyment out of it. But I don't know if this is like the best. This isn't the best action comedy that we've got. But then we get Joyride, which, honestly, Joyride was the first film where I was like, wow, July is the best month for movies. And as we go along, each movie each weekend we get to talk about, besides this past weekend, there's just a great movie from every weekend. And Joyride was just, honestly, it just has such a unique taste of comedy. But, I mean, I'm not a unique taste of comedy, but it has such a unique style for raunchy comedy that I just absolutely love. So, I think for me, I'm going to go put this in the A tier. I love Joyride, and I would say it's definitely one of the best films this year. Then we get Biosphere. Oh no, actually, let me switch this up, because I actually saw Insidious first, and then I saw Biosphere. So Insidious, I thought was okay. I thought it was kind of interesting. You know, you're bringing in the guy, the kid from Iron Man 3, who was also a kid at the time when he was in Insidious 1, and then you're doing him as an adult and him in college and stuff like that, and you're bringing in back the family. So it had some interesting stuff. But you know, I watched this on a website, so it didn't really do well, and most of the time it was mostly dark. It had some interesting stuff, but overall it just kind of flopped, so I'm going to put it in the C tier as well, because I did enjoy some things, but overall, just not my favorite. And then we get Biosphere, which I thought was somewhat better than Outlaws and Insidious, but actually, never mind. I honestly had a hard time connecting to it. Like, they're in this place, and they're trying to, like, lived out the rest of their days of paradise, I guess, and then they have to, and then like the guy's penis turns into a vagina, and then they have to make a baby. Like, what? It was weird. It was a very weird experience. I'm putting this in C. But then we get to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and this was just another solid, great film where you just take all the action spectacle. It's fantastic, especially with the sound. The story is pretty good, especially since, you know, it is kind of a story that's related to what we're going through, what the world is going through right now. Overall, I thought it was such a great film. I loved it. So you're going in A, but actually they're going to go behind Joyride, because I thought Joyride was a much better movie. Then I get Theater Camp, a movie that I thought was somewhat good. I thought was, you know, it was okay. It was actually really good. It had a lot of musical theater elements to it that I liked, so I'm putting it in B. I enjoyed it a good bit. When I actually watched it on my website along with Sound of Freedom. Theater Camp had a lot of comedy references. I'm like, is this movie that funny? And I'm guessing, yeah, I guess it was a little funny. And then they clone Tyrone. I was actually kind of excited for this, because I'm like, it has Jamie Foxx, the girl from Captain Marvel, and the guy who plays Finn from Star Wars. So I'm like, this movie gotta be possibly good. And it has some nice emotion. It has an interesting story. And I would say it's good because of that, but I don't know if it's my favorite film of these. So for me, I'm gonna put it in C. So yeah, you can kind of tell by this list. I tend to put most films in the C tier. Don't worry, there will be some films in the A and B tier. Don't worry, which we're just gonna talk about now, which is Oppenheimer, which was I didn't do a review for because I just didn't feel like doing it. Not and I guess it's also necessary because if I don't review a movie, but if it's great, then I'm saving it for Celebration of Cinema, or I'm probably saving it to talk about my ranking. But Oppenheimer was a great film. I loved it. Everybody loved it. It was a great movie. Just the idea of this guy that, well, it's not an idea. It was something real that happened. But the idea of this guy that really like came and made an atom bomb and basically created something out of that. That's an interesting idea to do. And I thought they just handled it very well. And the fact that like, what are people's responses after he made the bomb? So many unique ideas, and all the performances. The fact that the two biggest movies, Oppenheimer and Barbie, that came out on the same weekend, but also have the largest cast of movies this entire year. That's something incredible. And pretty much like Josh Peck is in here, Matt Damon, Bernard from Santa Claus is in here. I'm like, this is wild. So I'm gonna put this one in the A tier, but it's gonna go below Mission Impossible. And then we get Barbie, which was another film that I absolutely loved. Once again, it's just another star-studded cast. The set design is fantastic, and really, there was a lot of themes in here that I was not expecting to really dive into it. Like the idea, like obviously, the ideas I was expecting going into this movie was like the ideas of what it means to be a Barbie and exploring real life and really just exploring what it means to be a Barbie. And it does do that, but it explores the life of women as all, because I guess Barbies back in the day were right representations for women, and that women can be anything, which I think it's a great story that they came up with, and they even set up a story for Ken, really all Kens, as he doesn't know that he's only good on a good day. His only good days are when Barbie looks at him, and so all the Kens take over the Barbie dream house, and they make every girl think of what they should be, as housewife, cleaning, all that stuff, and like they found clever ways to do it. Plus, the movie is funny, of course. I'm pretty sure this movie both Oppenheimer and Barbie, they have to win Oscars, especially at least for set design or performances. They have to win something at the Oscars. Honestly, this was a great film. And if I'm being honest, I love this movie more than Oppenheimer. I loved it. And then we get Cobweb, which is a movie that I thought was very, very good. It has a guy that was from The Boys, the guy that's like, I'm smarter, I'm better, I am better. I forgot his name. I thought he was really good in this movie. I thought the idea of this guy that can see people and his parents aren't believing him, but there's this teacher that kind of sees him and he's kind of talking to this demon. It was actually pretty scary and it had me on the edge of my seat, so I was really intrigued by it. So I'm putting this one in the B tier as well. So then we get to the last week of July with Haunted Mansion, and I thought Haunted Mansion was decent enough. I love the music. I think Owen Wilson, Danny DeVito, they're fun in this movie. All the other characters that they add in here, they're fun in the movie. Personally, for me, is this a film I'm going to go back and rewatch? I don't really think so. So, fortunately, I'm going to put it in C. And then we get the Beanie Bubble, which was a movie that I never expected to like. And you can kind of, as soon as you get Air, Flamin' Hot, and then the Beanie Bubble, you realize that this is the year about people that made products, which Flamin' Hot Cheetos, the Air Jordan shoes, and then you get the Beanie Bubble, which, you know, I love Zach Galifianakis, and you also get what's his name, uh, the girl that directed Cocaine Bear, as well as starred as Betty Brant in the last two Tobey Spider-Man films. It's a well-acted movie. It's really funny, and you can even tell by the guy, like, how he treats women and how it comes back to him. It's a really well-written movie. I thought it was really good. So you're going in B. Or actually, you know what? You're going above Cobweb. And then we get, what's it? Sympathy of the Devil. This was a very good movie. Nicolas Cage is vicious as ever. Him yelling at this guy yelling at Rick Flag. He was yelling at Rick Flag the whole time. It was great. It just had all the intensity that I wanted from a film like this. I just enjoyed it very much. You're going in B tier. And then finally we have Happiness for Beginners. I thought this was actually a fun film. I was like, wait, the main actress in this film, she sounds familiar. Oh wait, she played one of the Smurfs in Smurfs: The Lost Village, and she also played Katie in The Secret Life of Pets. So I'm like, that no wonder her voice sounds so familiar. Besides that, I think, you know, there are and the guy that gets stripped into the log is from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The scientist guy that Star-Lord need to rip the thing off his head. I'm like, that is, wow, I can't believe I can't believe I would see it in another movie. Personally, the movie's just a ton of fun. It's honestly pretty funny. I enjoyed it, so I'm putting this one in the C tier. And there you have it. That is my tier list for July of 2023 for new releases. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.